Chapter 1. Sarah Williams narrowed her eyes as the bright stage lights shone directly on her. She ran her hands down the sides of her sleeveless white silk dress embellished with Swarovski crystals. Not her usual style. She tended to gravitate to boho chic, but this wasn't her usual bar singing gig. This was the big time. Sarah couldn't see the crowd in front of her, but she knew they were there. She could sense them. A male cleared their throat in the front row. The scent of expensive perfume wafted in from the right. A couple of murmurs rose up from the back of the audience. A shush drifted down from the balcony. Her stomach knotted with butterflies, then slowly relaxed as the band behind started playing the familiar song she'd sung 1,000 times. Sarah took a deep breath and slowly let it out. Her hand drifted to the microphone in front of her. It was time to shine. She leaned into the microphone and opened her mouth to sing the words of the song she'd written a few months ago. Every nerve in her body tingled as she sang the chorus, each one filled with an emotion of sadness and longing and loss. The notes rose higher and higher until she finished the song in a crescendo. The second the song ended, the audience she couldn't see stood to their feet in thunderous applause. When the spotlight dimmed, she could finally view the looks on her adoring fans. The stadium was full, not an empty seat in the house. All for her. They were all there for her. She heard an annoying buzzing sound to the left of the stage. She attempted to ignore it so she could enjoy the moment. But the more she tried, the louder the noise became. Angrily, she reached her arm out and slammed her hand on something hard. Sarah blinked, opened her eyes, and then realized the annoying sound was her phone ringing. She groaned. It wasn't real. It was all just a dream. She sat up in bed and glanced at the clock. 6 o'clock. Who the heck calls it 6 in the freaking morning? She accidentally kicked her guitar and the pages of music she'd been working on late last night onto the floor. Groaning, she picked up her phone. Candy Ryan. Candy was the mother of Ben. Her little brother Johnny and Ben were best friends. What in the world did she want so early? She hit the answer call button and pressed it to her ear. Hello? Sarah, this is Dennis Ryan, Candy's husband. I'm so sorry to call you this early. That's okay. It really wasn't okay, but she didn't have the energy to be rude. I'm calling from my wife's phone because I don't have your number. Anyway, Candy can't take Johnny to school today. Her father passed away last night, and she is packing to go to her mom's to help with funeral arrangements. Sarah straightened in bed. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I just wanted to call you before we left so you'd know you would have to take and pick up Johnny for at least the next week. I'm not sure when we'll be back. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling me. And tell Candy I'm sorry for her loss. Thanks, Sarah. I will. She ended the call and tossed her phone on the bed. Reality soaked in. Sarah wasn't a superstar, and people were not clamoring to hear her sing. She wasn't even traveling around singing at dive bars while she roamed across America in her remodeled van. She was here in Hopeton, North Carolina, raising her 8-year-old brother Johnny after her parents' tragic death, and trying to keep it together. It had only been a few months since that fateful day when her parents died in a plane crash. They'd been on a mission trip to Costa Rica, helping with an orphanage when their small plane crashed. She had been in Oregon when she'd gotten the news from her parents' attorney. Upon learning of the crash, Sarah had gotten into her van and driven 2 days, stopping only to rest her eyes a while before continuing on. With the help of her attorney and the American government, they'd gotten the bodies back into the States within a week. She barely remembered the funeral and had been in survival mode ever since. At 28, the last thing Sarah expected in life was to be stuck in a small town with people she couldn't even connect with while raising a kid. Yet, here she was,